He's a surgeon. He's surgical-witted. He's a savage. He's not merciful-witted. He'll exploit you. He'll adroit you. Skillful isn't the word when your bag is as deep and endless like the black hole. He's like a Swiss Army knife ready for any problems. His arsenal is multifaceted. Call him an armamentarium. So there's no scaring him, Larry Legend. Isn't it obvious? Why he got that name? What do you think?
What's up, YouTube? It's Tyler Knight, YouTube Tyler's Life. I'm about to be reacting to how Larry Bird took over the NBA in his 1979-80 rookie year. Let's get into the video. Let's go.
He had been chosen by the legendary Boston Celtics to be the savior of their proud tradition.
Everything's starting to fall into place. I hope you all realize this. We have Larry, one or two little moves, and we're ready to go.
Having finished in last place the season before, the Celtics were hoping that this 22-year-old basketball wonder boy from the cornfields of Indiana could somehow begin the resurrection of their fallen dynasty.
Bird arrives for his first training camp. And at that time, the city was in desperate straits, but for anything that would give them hope. So for Larry Bird, the responsibility he carried on his shoulders was immense.
I think I can handle it. I know since this is such a sport-minded town and that's where I fit in, sports is my life, I think I can fit in quite well.
I'd hope. What does that mean?
Well, it's very hard to say because there's a lot of great white players around it, and I just hope that I can just fit in as well as some of them that has fit in.
The NBA is banking on the Bird investment to pay off where it counts, in the stands.
Straight out of central casting, we have Larry Bird.
Let's hope he can help.
We're matched up against each other. 15 feet away. Bam. Next shot. Bam. I'm how close I was at that
Actually
point.
have the footage. It's crazy. That's crazy.
Only thing I can remember about all that was these guys are not good.
That was my racist point of, who I was. White
guys are not
players,
good.
black players.
That's crazy.
Max would always say, I've been in the parks, I've seen what's happening in New York, I even seen the Rutgers, so not the way he can shoot it, not the way he passes, not the way he anticipates.
Nope.
We just had not seen it. And Larry didn't let any of that.
People already are starting to compare you to some of the all-time greats, in the pro game. Do you think this is fair?
No, not really. I play a whole different game. I try to just do the things that I have to do to win, and I know it takes just more in scoring, so I don't care who they compare me with, I'm still Larry Bird.
It's a fact.
Bird foul line, back, quick pass to Archibald, gets a little daylight, the shot is good. 3, it goes to Bird, a drive, lays it off, the next ball is good. John Levy bringing the ball up. Starts the drive, goes underneath, lays it up and misses. Rebound by Cheney. Quickly goes over to Archibald down the lane. Nate splits the defense, lays it up, it's taken away by Moses Malone. Quickly over to Dunleavy. Cheney gets back. Dunleavy behind his back to Barry, lays it in left-handed. Quickly on the right, Archibald gets it over to Maxwell. Maxwell drives and lays it in.
Some fast-paced basketball.
82 Boston leading.
Look at this.
10:41 left to go in the ball game. All right, underneath now, alley-oop goes to Malone, and he lays it in.
To do more than even they could have imagined.
Shake loose to Larry Bird. Bird, beautiful massive board.
Wood, a three-point shot. Bird, a rebound, and a basket, and he's fouled. Bird, tremendous instinct for the offensive board that time.
Ooh, off the little foot.
Bird, a runner. It's good! Yes, indeed. 28 seconds. Bird, front pass to Archibald. Ahead to Henderson. The Bird on the cut.
Beautiful! Leading the Celtics to the largest single-season turnaround in NBA history, Bird would capture Rookie of the Year honors and revitalize both the franchise and its fans.
Yep.
When Larry Bird arrived at Boston Garden, he found himself in basketball's holiest cathedral, at a time when its fortunes had never been lower and its expectations had never been higher.
Revived that organization, brought it back to some championships, man.
Appearances,
For real.
This gangly country boy seemed ill-equipped to fulfill his role as savior.
He couldn't jump, he couldn't defend.
I think one was lead.
But as Boston would soon find, Bird's talents could not be measured by appearances alone.
He couldn't do on basketball floor. And,
let me know you hear in the chat.
That kind of
you hear with me on the live.
There's nothing that you can't do.
Spam Larry Legend.
I ever saw.
With an inexhaustible resourcefulness, Bird would display a unique mastery of the game that would quickly convince his skeptics.
It's just an uncanny sense.
There was nothing smooth about Larry. New Englanders like that. They're hardworking people.
We hadn't seen anything like this. What he could do with the ball. Here's a guy, if he wanted to score 30 a night, he could average 30.
Collins going against Bird. Definitely could. He almost did, actually.
But how do we do as a team?
Larry Bird.
That was like 29.9.
About they always talk about the extra pass. They made them. You talk about people making guys better. He inspired guys to play better.
How about that?
The Celtics went from 29 wins to 61, which was the largest single-season turnaround ever.
Crazy.
And Larry, not Magic, easily won Rookie of the Year.
Not Magic.
10-0 lead. The Nets were in it only as it started with the center tip. Dave Cowens got the first bucket. After the first quarter, it was 32-11. Enough. Now it's time to Bird watch. Larry Bird, the herald of the Celtic rookie, scored 18 last night on 8 of 17. 2 of 2 from the line. He got 7 rebounds and handed out 6 assists, all in 31 minutes. Red Auerbach is the man who drafted Bird when he was a junior, and I asked Red if Bird's been everything he expected.
Well, that and more. Of course, the greatest thing is our coaching setup is such that they're very strong, and he fits in real good because he wants to be coached and he wants to learn. Believe it or not, he's the first one to practice every day, and usually the last one to get out of there. So he has a super attitude.
Larry, I'd like to ask you about a quote that was in Sports Illustrated a few weeks ago, and that you understand why people don't like to watch pro basketball. You wouldn't either because it's not exciting. Now that you've been in the league for 3 weeks or so, you hold to that statement?
Well, at first I did, but, I watch NBA games and I watch on TV this and that, and I wouldn't come out and watch the NBA game because people said it wasn't exciting. And now that I'm in it, the players make it exciting. The players, if you got a good passing team, and that's all people want to see is good passing teams. And, everybody can score in this league. Now they're showing for excitement to get it back in by the pass, and the pass is coming back.
Has pro basketball been just about what you thought it would be?
Well, some things, I don't know, it's a good life and I wouldn't trade it for nothing, but, it's a hard road, and right now we're winning and it's great right now, but if we start losing, I'm sure things will change, but hopefully we won't lose now.
Right now, Boston is 7-2, just 1 game behind Philadelphia in the Atlantic Division, and Larry Bird is the big reason for the Boston turnaround. Last year, the Celtics were last in the Atlantic with a 29-53 record. Never before had a Boston team lost that many games.
Up to Chris Ford, drives the middle, gets bottled up, gets it to Bird. Cross-court pass to Maxwell is good, and how does Bird see those guys?
They certainly move the ball well as Boston Ball Club. They look for one another out there.
And that 10-point lead is quickly cut to 6. Where the Celtics keep coming back in this one. Here's an outside shot by Cartwright, and Maxwell to trigger the play at the baseline.
Curry to spin around jumper.
I think we had a camera knocked off its dolly there. Number 23, Jeff Houston is in for Richardson. Sugar getting a blow. He has raced up and down this court.
He's getting a bit out of control the last couple of times down the floor. They want to slow him down a little bit.
Left-hander Dave Cowens fired 81-73 Knicks.
Okay, Larry.
Larry Bird to the middle, floating one-hander, blocked by Cartwright.
Mr. Bill into his act. Good move by Bird coming back to his left. But Mr. Bill is there. The shot is on the way up or is on the way down. But
he got away with it. Celtics get the ball back as it went out of bounds. Here's Archibald. 3 on the timer, 2 on the timer, 1 on the timer. Buzzer sounds. Bird is short. Follow-up try. Good. How do you like that? He just beat the buzzer. Beat the buzzer on his first attempt, and the follow-up went in. It's a 3-point game, 84-81. Shake move by Sly Williams, blocked and stolen by Bird. He took it right away from him.
Let's see if they finish this
Archibald firing it across to Ford.
We get back to
Ford
Larry.
wanted Maxwell. He was covered.
Yeah, they're going to give it back to Larry for sure.
Archibald down to Bird, drops the ball, picks it back up.
Nice pass.
Broken up by Copeland, but tapped back to Bird. 6 on the timer, and here's a whistle, and we've got steps. Get it.
What are you trying to show right now? Just the whole game?
By Richardson. Shoveled it up to Sugar. Scored, and he's fouled. That may be the play of the night.
It looks like a big play in this ball game.
Knicks. 3 minutes to play. Archibald Daylight tips it off. Cowan scores. Maxwell dishing off to Bird. Jump shot good. The heat is on. It's 107-103 Knicks. And nobody is leaving the Garden. 2:12 to go. Richardson dishing off to Toby Knight. The shot good. Toby on screen, move to the middle. They have the switch, feed down. Judkins open shot. Short of the mark. Toby Knight tips it over to Copeland. Out to Richardson. Sugar racing up front. Feed it off to Williams. Open shot. Good. Big shot by Ray Williams.
These possessions are kind of faster than I thought.
113-107 timeout. Boston.
He's very fast paced.
And that's a mighty big shot by Ray Williams.
Their historic first meeting awaited. And at the LA Forum.
Like right now, as far as like the speed, because I know the physicality is obviously way better than right now. But the speed, because we always say that the game has evolved when it comes to like the speed of the game, more possessions. But right now, it's looking like the score is high. It's all fast breaks. They're Hail Marying passes the whole game. Possessions are like this, like back and forth, like they're playing a tennis game or something. So that is surprising. That's very surprising. But they have Larry Bird pushing the tempo and everybody else is following suit, even the other team. So it's like Larry Bird's kind of controlling the tempo on both sides. So it's they kind of have to play like that because Boston is moving at a fast pace. They have to catch up. They have to make the possessions faster because they have to match their game and try to be better at their game. But it wasn't going to happen. That's just very surprising to me, though. Like, it's interesting to watch, to be honest. Let's get back into it, though.
Both spectacular rookies were primed for the challenge. As Bird's uncanny shot-making ability was countered by Johnson's dazzling floor leadership.
Oh. That was tough.
Round one went to Magic.
Let me know you're here in the comments, man.
This breathtaking show marked the inception of a decade of classic NBA showdowns.
This game meant a lot to everybody, not just me and Magic College, but it's the first shot they had all year, and they wanted to look good in front of the crowd, and they did. So
his training was constant. Yes. Yes.
Later that season, Johnson will travel to the unfamiliar confines of Boston Garden.
Glad you're here.
And enter Bird's domain.
I'm very excited about the big crowd and about being here in Boston for my first time. It's going to be a big game, a lot of enthusiasm throughout the crowd, and I just hope the best team wins today.
Though Bird would go on to become Rookie of the Year, the game and eventually the title would belong to Magic's Lakers.
Yep.
We go head to head, and we go for blood almost. It's just we're so competitive, and I just turned a good game, and I just smile a little bit.
That was a tough hook shot. It was like a floater, kind of. Larry's touch around the rim was impeccable, man. Yo, their offense is like poetry. Poetry in motion. You have to hold that follow through. Always running the floor. Always running their lanes. Beautiful basketball.
Forward to lose. Here's Larry Bird. Nice move.
That's right. It was a beautiful pass from Archibald.
Bird, that'll be
Wow.
Archibald
Right into
directing
the pocket.
things. Bingo Smith having a tough time with Maxwell inside three-pointer.
Just stepped into it. That three-pointer.
And Bird badly. Look at him fight for the board. He
Ooh.
got it. He's fouled.
What a job.
Oh.
Bird
Maxwell were
They
in
fueled
there.
each
Two
other.
great offensive
I love
rebounders.
Larry's character, hot potato and ballet.
Boy,
Yeah,
he looked
like you
tough
said
there.
last video.
He played quite a bit at first. Larry Bird makes a beautiful steal from
Quick
Dingo
passes,
Smith.
not wasting any time, but graceful like some ballet. For real.
Points. Bird having an outstanding afternoon. He looks like he could be headed for one of his biggest days of the year. 19 thus far.
This was a good
Bird
game. I
comes
think I
away with
watched the highlights for this game too.
Up to Carr. Bird again, and he's doing it all.
This is like a master class for like how your offense should be.
Bird with that great second effort going to the offensive boards. He passes the ball, he rebounds, he does it all.
San Diego trying to break a
Size him up.
five-game losing streak. And Bird's on the move.
Left-handed
Left-handed. Roby comes out of the
finish.
pack, and they're all jumbled up there. Bird
Strong
hustling
left-hand
down.
finish.
Larry Bird, great effort.
Nice
Look at
pass.
that pass.
Nice pass. Oh, you gotta finish that.
That will be called for fouling as he tries to reach over Sidney West. Here's Bird bringing it down, and they have 3-on-2. Archibald. Off to Roby. Bird.
Right into the pocket.
Very good ball.
Ooh. He even confused me. I thought he was about to go into the
Here's
shot.
Larry Bird, and he comes back and answers it. Ford to Bird.
Ooh. The pass fake, bro.
He gave the fake pass. Both players went with the fake, and he just dropped it through.
And Bird comes away with it.
Run the floor, run the floor. Ooh, behind the back.
Bryant leans in, and Bird comes away with it.
Larry Bird playing like a point guard sometimes.
Bryant hit it dead center.
Ooh,
Bird.
mid-range, too easy.
33 points.
Quick release.
They may leave when Maravich is added to the team. Bird on
Nice.
the move. Larry Bird has already established a career high with a rebound. And here we go. Bird to first, and that was a good team out.
So honestly, Bird's way of scoring is like so simple. It's so simple. It's very pleasing to watch. It might seem like it's some type of finesse because how bad he's getting players, because it's like a simple jab step, but he's doing it properly. Like he's doing it in a way where he is actually believable. You actually think he's going that way. And you have to play honest defense because it's Larry Bird, because he's so good at getting to the basket, scoring, and he's so multifaceted when it comes to being an offensive player. He's so much of a threat. So you have to react to what he does. And that jab step was slow, but it's like, okay, I'm going to explode driving down the baseline. But he's just did a hard step. He bit for it. Went the other way. Easy layup. Easy layup.
Bird said, let the guy have it. And a standing ovation here from this Boston Garden crowd. 36 points for Larry Bird.
One is not a lonely number at the Boston Garden. 13 times the Celtics have been champions of the National Basketball Association, but the last time was a long time ago.
I think young kids playing basketball should be shown
This
Larry Bird
season's edition
videos,
of the
and it's
Celtics
crazy
won
because
more
my
than twice
grandson
as
is
many
watching
games as last year's
and I
pathetic
didn't
team,
influence that.
largely
He just
because
did
of
it on
Larry
his
Bird,
own,
the
and
probable
I'm
Rookie of the
thrilled.
Year.
Yeah, that's the algorithm nowadays,
A
man.
rejuvenated, healthy
You can
Nate
have someone
Archibald,
close to you that's a fan of Larry
gifted
Bird,
new coach Bill Fitch,
and your grandson will
and
get
down the
recommended a
stretch,
Larry Bird
Pisco
video,
Pete Maravich
and then
himself.
he'll tap into Larry Bird, and he's gonna get stuck on Larry Bird because people
As the
gravitate to him.
Celtics drove toward a
You
divisional
see one
championship,
video of Larry
Maravich
Bird, and
poured
you're
in
stuck.
31
You're
points
stuck
against
watching
the
Larry Bird
Indiana
for a
Pacers
couple of
on March
hours.
18th. A week later,
It's a beauty to watch.
he came off the bench to score 17 points
So
in
how
the
the
fourth
algorithm is
quarter
now,
against the Washington
I
Bullets,
can definitely
including a
see
three-pointer
that.
from the twilight zone that won the game. The night
That's
after
good.
that, again in the fourth
So that
quarter
your grandson's
against the New
getting into
York
Larry
Knicks,
Bird. He's definitely a
Maravich
person
took
to
8
watch
shots and
so you
made
can
6
develop in your
baskets.
game.
The Celtics were not going to be denied their divisional title.
Oof.
And one of the most talented losers in basketball history finally had found.
Talented losers.
Now he plays for a tiny fraction of his Jazz salary,
Okay.
helping the Celtics clinch their division title in their final home game.
How y'all feel about how he's talking about Pistol Pete Maravich? I know he never won anything, but like, dang. You hear what he just said? Oh my gosh. That's how they talked about Pistol Pete back in the day? Oof. That is rough. What the heck?
Including a three-pointer from the twilight zone that won the game. The night after that, again in the fourth quarter against the New York Knicks, Maravich took 8 shots and made 6 baskets.
Maravich was going off.
The Celtics were not going to be denied their divisional title.
Ooh.
And one of the most talented losers in basketball history.
One of the most talented losers in basketball history. It is true, but dang. He's a legend. I don't know if I would refer to him as a talented loser, but yeah, he did lose. He didn't really win games with his team. He was just the best player. But damn, that's how they referred to him back in the day? Shoot. He's a legend. He didn't really win much, but yeah, he's a legend.
Finally had now he plays for a tiny fraction of his Jazz salary, helping the Celtics clinch their division title in their final home game. And more important,
Pistol Pete was doing this on the Celtics? Sheesh.
Well, I knew it was going to be a struggle for me because I was completely turned off the basketball when I came to Boston. Mentally and physically, I was completely out of shape. Mentally, didn't care whether I played or not. It was through the organizational efforts on the parts of my teammates and the fans in particular that gave me a rejuvenated outlook on the game.
How long can a much-used 31-year-old one-time superstar profit the Celtics and profit from them? Well, we wrote his professional obituary once before. We'll let Pete Maravich answer this time.
I know I could play like this for 5 or 6 or 7 more years with ease, coming off the bench, playing 18 to 20 minutes a game, and I feel like I could contribute a great deal. I've struggled for 10 years to, I don't think, gain respect as a basketball player from my peers, but just gaining the respect from the feeling that can he really play with a winner? Because Maravich has always been labeled as a so-called loser. Most important thing is to
that sucks.
Be able to complete what I feel in my basketball life is a championship. And once I attain that championship, I really I do not have anything personally to gain from the sport of basketball. I'm not a greedy person. I don't care to have 10 rings. I just want one.
Starting at forward, he leads the NBA in shooting percentage, Richie. His 6 or 7 foot shot is still working.
He never got a championship, huh? Pistol
Rookie of the
Pete?
year and maybe most
That was Larry Bird's rookie
also
season.
the leading scorer on the Celtics now, 21.5 points a game. Dave Cowens, who's been back in action for about a month now, and Bob Ryan, the fine writer for the Boston Globe, tells us the last 3 or 4 games he's really come all the way back. Had a great game in the Garden in New York. Archibald starting at guard, and Pete Maravich, who scored 31 the other night in Connecticut. Archibald, as you can tell, has the heavy glasses on because he had a scratched cornea.
People say the bench don't benefit the team.
Maravich is free, reverses it up, and
I guess if someone's on the bench,
all of a sudden,
not playing, you don't benefit the team. If you're coming off the bench and some quality minutes, then that's different.
I got to correct myself. The Celtics.
The bench is so important, yes.
Larry Bird gets free.
So they can come off the court.
He puts the shot up 4-3. The Celtics
play like a starter and have some impact on the game.
Collins got inside.
Like you're leading the second unit.
Nice pass to Bird. Boy, do they play the game. Put that ball up left-handed.
Definitely an advantage. Sure.
Lee. Watch Lee come into this picture. There he is. Crash. Long brings Detroit within 1. Archibald gets it back out for 3. Collins, who can hit that shot. 13-8 the Celtics by Paul. Pistol Pete now gets it underneath him. Well, he's fouled. Good pass by Maravich. Watch his feet. Watch Collins' feet and see what happens. Yeah, he's planted pretty well. He starts moving, sets the pick, and he takes it. He got hit low in the abdomen, and down he went. I don't think it's anything but a blow to the abdomen, and he's shaking his right knee a little bit, but that might have hit the floor when he went down. Davis tough. He'll shake it off. They wanted, Bill Fitch wanted some kind of a foul on the offense that time, or rather the defense for charging into Dave Collins, but the pick was set legally, and you can't legislate how hard the man comes in. He just got hit in the wrong spot, flexing his right knee, so more damage there. Maravich. He said that in units.
The main differences between this year and last year, in addition to Larry, were, of course, the signing of ML Carr, who gives you a sixth-man type of effervescence. He fits in so well to the Boston tradition of being a sixth man. He can play small forward. He comes in, he picks the game up. He can play a little bit of guard, and he's got a great personality, and he relishes this role. He feels like a gunfighter coming in or a cavalry officer or something. He just loves this whole idea of being plugged into the mystique. Tiny Archibald has made a great comeback. He really is the NBA comeback player of the year, because I would, for one, was willing to drive him to the airport the last day of the season and never see him again. Only Bill Fitch had faith that Tiny could ever play and be a good player in the NBA again. Dave Cowens has got himself back to 85%, say, of his old self, as opposed to the 50% he was last year.
Has Maravich picked up any slack that might have been missing?
Maravich was gotten so he could give them one more perimeter shooter, one more veteran they could rely on for some offense when the tough games come and the playoffs come, and perhaps a player that could run the offense in Tiny's absence. So far, he has not picked up his old ball handling and floor vision, but he has got his shooting, as you could see. He's coming off a 12 for 18 game. He had a strong first quarter, and he's giving him that. He feels he's 50% of his old self, and I have to say that he's probably right, because I have to believe he'll be a better ball handler and passer than he's been so far. But he has given him a lift off the bench scoring, and that is part of what he was asked to do.
Final question. Who is going to win the NBA championship this year, and what will be the two teams in the finals?
If I had to go unload my wallet at Reno legally, I'd go with Los Angeles. I think that the big guys motivated. They've got a power team, and I'm not sure if Boston is ready yet as a unit to play and win a 7-game series against Los Angeles or even Seattle. I'd favor either of those two over Boston, and I think Boston will get there. I cannot see any Eastern team beating them in a 7-game series.
Well, with that stunning comment, because you really surprised me, I thought you were going to say Boston, but your erudition shines again. Thank you. This was Richie Powers with Bob Bryan, sending it back to Jim Carvella. Maravich finally gets that down.
Who's honest?
They
didn't win that year.
You find your spot and go to
They won the next year.
For the Celtics. They're breaking this press again. Look what they end up with. This is not the way it should be done.
Ooh, that pass was so tough. He got pinned. Got it back, though.
And up to him. He's having his best rebounding year in the last 5. They said he was getting old. He may be getting old. When you're playing half speed, you're trying to slow down and be careful, or I'm going to leave that alone.
Yeah. Bird with a great flip on the outlet pass, and Carr comes down, and credit Larry Bird. Bill, how important was it for the Celtics to have a winning tradition? Dawkins, and Darrell snaps it down and off quickly now to Lionel Hollins. It's 2-on-2, 3-on-2, Bibby off to a marvelous start.
He can get you on the move and do a good job with it.
Bird playing
right off the spot. Right into the shot, man.
Quick pass to Nick.
Defense.
Miss, brings it down. Pull-up
Pistol
shot
Pete was
just short. Eric
yeah, he was playing like 50% of himself.
It up and quickly goes into Dawkins.
He couldn't really score though, even then.
Back to ML. Give it a go. He dishes Princeton. Nice play. 6 lead. 49-46. 4 minutes. 15 seconds left in the half. And Henderson comes. Dawkins whips it back to Spanarkel. Dawkins sends it. There's Spanarkel again, coming right down the middle. And some impressive minutes a week ago. Here's Roby.
Ooh.
Against
Boston's team wasn't bad.
Coming out of this time, they pick Jones off, and Bird goes to the shot and hits it.
Right into the pocket.
Jones comes out with
The
Larry
1-2
now Jones
off the
comes back with
catch.
it. He throws the jump
Cash.
ball. Larry is to ball, gambles his 5
Larry's
on
mid-range,
3.
man. Oh
Dawkins
my
will shoot it up
God.
outside.
Automatic.
He got the high arch on the shot. Now it's quickly Tiny Archibald to Roby, and Dawkins deflected. Here's Roby, and Bobby picks it back up. Here comes Jones.
Dawkins was trying to pin that.
Rivers back to Princeton.
That was not saying defensive play that Jones just did. Popped out.
Richardson on a move. Taken down by Spanarkel. Lead for Richardson, who goes in.
Hey, Pistol Pete.
There's Pistol moving inside.
That's another assist for Spanarkel.
Pistol was still going to work, man.
And he's right on.
Pistol was still going to work.
Henderson dishes. Hit Maravich with control.
Oh, right into the mid-range. Oh my gosh. Pistol could play still. Pistol could play still. Oh my gosh. Yo, what the heck? Why were they playing with him back then? He should have stayed for another year, honestly. From what I saw there, Pistol was going to work. So this is Larry Bird's rookie season, but it seems like they're talking about other players in there. Those people about Larry Bird taking over the NBA in the 80s, 1979, 1980. That was brutal. Floater off the glass. Ooh. Larry was always diving for the ball, man, risking his body. Finish.
See, I thought you came down on your straight leg, Larry, because he has to have a place to come down. I did not call the fake. All right, one-shot play. Ball is on 53. Hits. All I say is just clean the whole thing up in the middle. You and Rick. I will tell him the same thing. Same thing. I almost ran over your uncle down there. Wasn't that him that tripped me on the baseline?
Yeah, mic'd up back then.
From behind. Score.
This is interesting.
Whoa. Whoa.
Is it safe to say that this video is a little clickbait?
What are you doing? Up on me. I don't understand what you're doing.
I like this though.
Yes, sir, and we have a foul on 53. Me walking nothing on you.
Best part of his game is rebounding.
It is rookies. It is Larry Bird's rookie season.
The next night I go home and say, I think the best part of his game is assists.
Showing like other players. Ooh, full court passes.
There's Bird. Scoring.
Ooh, mid-range.
And just his tenacity.
Tenacity for sure.
Holy cow.
Always diving for the ball, risking his body.
Crash into the stands and make it four, and Larry Bird came over and blocked it.
He fit the mode of the shoot for the Boston Celtics with
rugged.
something to prove.
Floater, that was
There was
so
this
nice.
osmosis that happened with him.
Soft
It's
touch.
like, holy shit, this guy's playing basketball at this level that nobody else is at.
Bird again, and he's doing it all.
But at the save the NBA. But
Give Larry some daylight, and he'll earn you.
Cash.
Second quarter, Bird.
Larry was just the player that black guys had to respect because
The Birdman.
what we arguing about now in the hood is
Good evening, everyone. Game one of this classic confrontation.
What a difference a year makes. A return to glory.
Team that's made the greatest turnaround in the history of the league.
They go from
Greatest
29
turnaround.
wins to 61.
Okay. Yeah, so it finished off with talking about how Larry Bird made like the greatest turnaround for the Celtics. And yeah, through that and just their offense, even though most of the video they weren't even showing Larry Bird or even talking about Larry Bird, talking about Pistol Pete, and he was just showing highlights of the team. Sometimes it was not even highlights of Larry Bird, but you could just see how the team was changed back then, based off of like how they moved on offense and what their DNA was. It was Larry Bird, Larry Joe Bird, and their coaching staff, and what's his name, Red, Coach Red. What? Say his name again because I can't pronounce his name. I always butcher his name. But he definitely helped the offense, but Larry Bird was the ignition for sure. He was the ignition for sure. And even just based off of the highlights, like just watching them play and seeing how Larry Bird plays, throwing the ball when he gets the ball full court pass, and they're getting it. It's like almost every possession, and they're not holding the ball. Red Arbach. Yeah, he was a genius. And I feel like it just worked hand in hand. You had him, you had Larry, great basketball minds, think the same, and it really helped the offense. It just like when he's not playing or when he's not in the highlight, but you still see his game on the screen, like you still see how he plays. You see his teammates playing the same way, throwing no look passes. They're catching the ball. They're not holding it. They're not wasting any time. It's effective. It's efficient. It's seamless. Like, you catch the ball, throw it, cut. You know what I'm saying? It's moving. Just poetry in motion. Yeah, he just changed the whole organization, changed the league. The league just became fast paced because they're playing Boston Celtics. They have to get ready for Boston Celtics. And then also the same thing in the West with the Lakers. Larry Bird and Magic changed the league. They did. They changed the league. They saved the league on both sides, the West and the East. And they impacted the league all around. And it just created a rivalry. But Larry Bird had to change his own organization and how they played. And when they started playing teams and teams had to adjust, they had to adapt because the game was evolving so fast when Larry Bird and Magic got into the game because they had to catch up. And if they didn't, it would be over for them. And it only took Larry Bird his second season to win a championship. So that's the impact he had. They went from a 29 season to 29 win season to a 62 win season in a matter of a season because Larry Bird just showed up. And the next year they won a championship. Insanity. It's insane. Yes, it was Red's game frame. It was great because Larry Bird fit that. Yes, because that was Larry Bird's game from the get-go. But in college, he was getting a lot of buckets in the post as like a power forward. But he was facilitating too and shooting a lot. And Larry Bird could really pass. So I think Red really knew that. He knew he could pass. So that fit his game. And I feel like Larry Bird could do everything on the court. So I feel like he could fit anything, fit any type of offense. He could do a triangle offense in LA or Chicago Bulls, and he could have fit in that offense. You know what I'm saying? It's all good basketball. It's basketball at the end of the day for Larry Bird. So yeah, he would have fit anything. But if you have a great basketball mind beside Larry Bird, championships, 100%. You just have to have the players that will buy in and will make the easy buckets and will be able to run the floor and are able to be available on the court and be effective and efficient and follow suit. That's all they have to do. He made people's lives a whole lot better on the Boston Celtics team. Anybody that was employed there, whether it's the coaching staff, the players on the court, GMs, he made their life easier, and he helped the NBA and he pushed the NBA for sure, just based off of great basketball. Just great basketball. But yeah, that was a great video. It was a little choppy at first. I didn't know what was going on because people will have like full sentences, and they will just in the middle of their sentence, they're about to finish it. It just cuts off. It just cuts off. It cuts off and goes to the next clip. It was throwing me off, but it got better later on. I could hear mic'd up. Like I can hear their mic'd up conversations on the court in the 80s, like the 79-80 season. I didn't even know that was a thing, but they showed it. So that was interesting. I like that. That was cool. That was very cool. I never seen a video like that. That's the first time I ever seen anybody mic'd up in 79 and 80. That's ridiculous. I'd never seen that before. But yeah, that was cool. And then seeing Pistol Pete, I didn't know Pistol Pete was still scoring like that on the Boston Celtics. The way they were talking about him, it was like he was washed. And I don't think he was washed at all based off the highlights I saw. Maybe his handles, maybe something was off, but even if he's 50% of what he was, he's still great. Yeah, so that was a good video. That was a great video. yeah, like, comment, subscribe. For my live streams, hit me with a super thanks if you want to support the movement. So I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I'm at 5 right now. I just got to 5. So yeah, hit me with a like, subscribe, and hit me with a super thanks if you want to support. But I'm gonna end off the stream. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna say a prayer. Name Jesus. I pray whoever's watching this video, bless them from the crown of heads to soles of their feet. Allow them to be strong in their mind, body, and soul. Whatever God is speaking into your life, even if it's the most inconvenient thing at the moment, you being obedient to God is going to move mountains. It's going to make the impossible possible for you in your life. You just have to be obedient. You have to listen to Him. You have to have discernment for what God is saying. If something in your mind is telling you to do something, if it aligns with God, you have to know yourself that God is talking to you, God's speaking through you, and you have to complete that mission for what He wants you to do. And as long as you do that, as long as you're faithful, as long as you put Him first, as long as you know that you belong to Him and nobody else, and you're serving Him, nobody else, then everything will fall into place. Fall into place because once you're serving Him, you will help others. Either way, through Him, you will help others. You'll make the world better, and you bring more people to Christ. But you have to be obedient to, and you have to be available to be open with Him, and to be vulnerable with Him, and confess your sins, and to trust in Him when He asks you to do things. And reading the Bible and seeing what is right, what is wrong, and following that to a T as much as you can. If you don't, you repent. God is very forgiving, and that's how you go about your life. So in the name of Jesus, I pray. I bless everybody who's watching this video. Amen. So stay blessed, stay lit, and I'm out. What's funny is they said the same thing about Bill Walton, but Red wanted him anyway. Yep. That's what they said about Bill Walton. I heard about that too. Yeah. Yeah, that, but it seems like a lot of NBA players or people that went into that space when it was like with Boston, and they revived their career kind of, and they were able to like add something to their career and not just make it like a end off or farewell season. They actually did something that was they got a championship, or they were just on a winning team, and they weren't able to do that before. But yeah, I'm gonna end off the video and off the stream. Thank you for watching. Anybody that's watching, thank you, Kim, for having a conversation with me while the video was going on, and being active in the chat. God bless everybody that's watching this video and was with me in the stream. And I'm gonna head out. Stay blessed, stay lit.